What? Why do I even have to approve that? Is it because of the whole Wi-Fi shit that happened the other stream? I don't know. Anyways, wow. You guys should definitely like, favorite, subscribe, that bell button thing. I've never hit that thing in my life, but hypothetically, if you really, really needed Pier upload updates, that's what I would do. I wouldn't even click my own bell button given the chance, to be quite frank. And I watch my VODs again a lot, especially with these Umineko VODs. I kind of have to watch them again. Also, additionally, 3 days ago, when I wasn't streaming, someone named Small Blue Gem followed me. I've been starting to get some like occasional followers when I'm not streaming, and that's kind of actually really cool. Like, not a lot, but just a little bit. Like, I've got a couple more subs on YouTube recently, which is kind of neat. I'm at 14 now. Like, I'm in the big boy number zone. And I've said this a million times before, but I'll just keep saying it. When your expectations are so low, the only place you can really go is up. I'm going up, baby. Well, I'm looking at my analytics. Okay, 713 views, which is 67% more than the previous 28 days. 88 watch hours, which is actually a fuck ton. People are actually watching. People are in fact watching, hypothetically speaking. Even though my average view duration is like not that high, there are people who do watch. It adds up. We're 14 subs. Which is exactly why I've done the very pragmatic thing of not even streaming for like several days. I don't think I've streamed since last Thursday. Maybe even Wednesday. I might have missed a day. I did miss a day. It was Thanksgiving. It's been since Wednesday since I've streamed Umineko. Yeah, I got a little caught up in the holiday season. And we're 25 days till Christmas, and that'll definitely happen again. I think I said this before, but like Thanksgiving just wiped me out. I was so tired. And then I've just been working all weekend, so I've just been super busy. But I don't work tomorrow. I don't work Thursday. It's very cool. I'm very hype. I don't know how much more I really have to say. But we did leave off at like a kind of a good point. We left off kind of where like Furudo Erika, who I really hate because she gives me the ick. She gives me the ick, and she's like starting to suspect Natsui, which as I've said before, not as I was going into episode 5, but rather I kind of figured it out really quickly just by the way it was kind of being told to me. I see Natsui as a total red herring. My current attention has shifted to probably number 1, Jessica. Number like 8 billion, like at the very bottom of the list, is like Shannon. Shannon is getting all of my freaking... is definitely a lot less trustworthy as she used to be. But I don't think her whole thing works with, like, George. Hey, Binga. It's been a hot second since I've streamed. I feel very happy to be back. And we are going to finish the scene I had to, like, pause in the middle of last Wednesday, because it's been a whole ass week because of Thanksgiving. Well, not a whole ass week, but since Wednesday. So I'm probably just gonna get started. I have not really thought about Umineko at all the last like several days. I've been promised like this was gonna be a really good section. In the middle of this heavy silence, Ava fingered her trump card and Natsui tried to act calm. Both space and time grew heavy as lead and swallowed up everything. Just when did Kinzo-san disappear, I wonder? Erika's words, spoken almost casually, tore that atmosphere to pieces like shattering glass.
Simply put, we haven't met him once at the family conference this year or the last.
That's right. We've suspected it since last year. Seeing how my son and the others have just been killed, this may not be the time or place to press you on this. But there's a chance that this has something to do with the crime, so pressing you is just what we'll do.
It's possible that you have a motive for hiding Father's death. I think there's a lot of spit in my mouth for no reason. We have reason to suspect that you are embezzling his assets. That's a good word, embezzle. If Father were to die, an investigation would be conducted for the distribution of the assets, and your embezzlement would be exposed. That's why you hid the fact that Father's already dead. I see. That's more than enough for the why done it. This keeps getting more and more third rate. Boring. Is that Erika doing the 6-7 hands? Oh my god. 6-7, Erika. 6 or 7 murders.
I don't know what you're talking about. You say I'm hiding the head's death? I most certainly won't forgive such a reckless accusation.
Shut the fuck up, Natsui. I'm already done with your shit.
That's right. In addition to Madam, the other servants take care of the master on a daily basis, and they see him all the time.
Goda, my man, I'm so sorry that they kept you out of the secret the whole time. They kept you out, Goda, and that's why you're upset. Keep white knighting for Natsui when you're just kind of a total fucking idiot and you don't even know it.
Genji-san, Shannon-san, and Kanon-kun. Even Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa-san meet with him often.
Yeah, all the least trustworthy fuckers. I feel so bad for Goda. He was the only servant they kept out. Wait, was he the only servant? Well, besides the ones who aren't on the island. Yeah, fucking Goda. Must suck to be him.
Perhaps because he doesn't trust me, I haven't seen him even once since last year, but...
Oh my fucking god, be quiet, Goda!
Eek! My apologies.
Aren't all the witnesses, besides Natsui-san, servants employed by her? 6-7. So you use money to make them follow your story. Oh man, this really is third rate. Pitiful, pitiful. I'm disappointed, Natsui-san. So I guess I'll have to finish this now.
Finish what?
Ushiramiya Kinzo-san.
What is it, uninvited guest?
You don't exist, do you? You're a ghost whose death was concealed by those humans who didn't want it known because of the inheritance problem. Ghosts are supposed to quickly pass on to the next world. Even though this is the first time we've met, I've yet to give you a proper greetings. My apologies. Good day. Pleased to meet you. I'm Gross. And goodbye. So close to Erika's face that you could barely have wedged a sheet of paper between them, Beato's pipe came to a sudden stop. What is this music? This is heavy. This is like giving Sonic. This sounds like a Sonic the Hedgehog track. Shit. And good day to you too. I'm the Ushiramiya family alchemist, Beatrice the Golden. I'll be your opponent in this game in this fight from here on out. Fuck yeah, Beatrice, I missed you. Even though you're not the real Beatrice, you're just kind of like there. Glad to meet you. I'm the detective of this game, Furudo Erika. I feel like Furudo is supposed to be like that's a hard word to say, Japanization of something. Is it like Ford? No. Furudo. Furudo. I don't know, it's tricky. And I definitely don't speak Japanese. Furudo Erika. Wait, Furudo Erika. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. And now, goodbye. Ew. So you're Lady Barncastle's next piece after Angie. I'm afraid I didn't get to fight with her to my satisfaction in the end. I'm glad I'll be able to lock horns with you this time. Lady Barncastle's piece. My master is almighty, omnipotent. A fool like you couldn't even begin to compare with her. I accept your challenge. You really are calm. Even though a witch has appeared before you and is about to fight with magic and fantasy, if you were Battler, you'd be lying on the ground screaming that this can't possibly be a mystery anymore. Yeah, even in the mystery genre, parallel universes like this have gotten popular lately. You know, about pure reasoning space and all that. Ayatsuji Yukito doesn't make his debut until next year. You sure are picky for a witch. You think you're on the same level as a witch? Don't be so full of yourself, you mere human. When Beato snapped her fingers, something bounced around the room at terrifying speed, pots and pans. Yes! It was a stake of the witch. A witch's wedge that contained the power of the blue truth within it. Of course, a mere human like Erika couldn't follow that terrible speed with her eyes. Erika understood this, so she didn't attempt to look every which way, stupidly trying to spot it. Eat this, fool! I have like a theory that sound, that like it sounds like a door shutting, has something to do with what the stakes really are. Jesus. With a terrible sound, Lucifer's blue stake buried itself into Erika's right collarbone. It pierced all the way through her back. Lucifer spun and rebounded, landed right in front of Beato, and vanished with a shrill laugh. Erika wasn't blown back, but she had been run through by the blue wedge. So this is that so-called blue truth. Well then, let me hear your views. You can't deny the possibility that Natsui met with Kinzo at 23 o'clock. During the 6 hours or more before you pushed your way into the study, Kinzo had many chances to escape from it. Because of this, you can't state decisively that Kinzo doesn't exist. Beato announced that with an expression worthy of her title as witch. Erika was silent. Was she too shocked to speak? There was no anguish in her expression. She was quietly listening to Beato's blue truth. No, judging by her disdainful expression, it's probably more appropriate to say that Beato's words went in one ear and out the other. Good. Let's start with the classic moves. By the way, this thing really is stuck good. I can't take it out. She tried pulling it from the front and back of the blue wedge that pierced her, but it didn't budge an inch. However, her indifferent, relaxed expression didn't budge an inch either. Ew, what the fuck, Beatrice? What is that face? Jesus Christ. Oh my god. You can't take it out. The blue truth can only be defeated by the red truth. For one such as yourself, a guest who came to this island almost a day ago, there is no truth that can possibly be known. It means there exists no red that you can use. In other words, this is checkmate. And this is where the yellow comes, right? I see. So that's what kind of space this is. In that case, I'll need a piece suitable for fighting a witch. I'm the detective. My role is to take on the human culprit. You are a witch. And there does exist a fitting piece to use against witches and demons. Occam's razor? I've been waiting for Occam's razor so much. I've been waiting. I've been predicting Occam's razor. Please, this is the time. Let me introduce you. Miss Delanor? Delanor? What? Looks like it's your turn. Delanor?
I thought so. I was certain you'd bring in that piece sooner or later. The 10 wedges with which to hunt witches. The Archbishop of Witch Hunting, Vlador.
There's no more fitting piece in a battle against demons. I have my double, Erica, and the greatest natural enemy of witches, Delanor. What the fuck is Delanor? I have to see what they... As soon as I see Delanor, I'm gonna Google it and see if it's an Umineko thing or it's an actual thing. I've now taken control of the 7th rank with my 2 rooks. Let me show you Lambda Delta, and you too, Beatrice. Now you'll see how useless your struggling is. Don't look it up? Okay. That's why I say that, so people can be like, this is actually a huge-ass spoiler. Alright, new character drop. What is that fucking... What? Why does she look like that? The air shone brightly, and the piece Erica had guided there showed its form. Is she like a rook? That form resembled a clergy member perfectly suited for confronting an evil witch. Vlanor A. Knox.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Lanor A. Knox is my name.
That is her voice now. That's just whatever I saw first. A member of the Eisene Jungfrau, the 7th District, Repentance, the Iron Young Ladies. What is her fit? What the fuck? Why does she have like these like weird leg things, but also... God, this whole fit is just a... It needs to be analyzed. I thought Gap was bad. This is like a bazillion times worse than Gap. Anyways. A member of the Eisene Jungfrau, the 7th District, Repentance Enforcement Agency of the Great Court of Heaven, a head inquisitor of heresy and a first-class archbishop. She is commonly known as Vlanor of the 10 Wedges, or Death Sentence Vlanor. The name Death Sentence comes from the fact that, though the Inquisitors of Heresy normally judge their targets to see whether they deserve the death penalty or not, Head Inquisitor Vlanor is only dispatched after a case has been vigorously inspected by the Great Court. What the fuck is all of this even mean? Therefore, the act of dispatching her is an equivalent to a sentence of death. Her father was a legendary Inquisitor of Heresy, but he broke the rules and was executed. She was the one who performed his interrogation and execution. Since that time, she has stopped growing, and both her body and mind remain eternally those of a young maiden. That's a little weird, okay. It is whispered that her heart also died at that moment, but she does not see it that way. Her primary weapons are the red key and the blue key, which take the form of a long sword and a short sword. Okay. This is definitely a little fantasy. The Eiserne Jungfrau. The Iron Ladies. Hi, Eric.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Lanor A. Knox is my name.
Even though this space was like a bomb just waiting to go off. I've already had the fit discussion, Eric. Her fit is like so uniquely terrible. Maybe one of the worst in this game so far. She introduced herself in a neat and frank manner. Because she's part of the Eiserne Jungfrau, I'm gonna give her like a very deep voice. Her fit would be great if it wasn't for that thigh shit. I wonder where we've seen that before. Maybe the guy who just made this game is really into thighs. I don't know. I'll think about that. Her out-of-place appearance completely different... Wait. She introduced herself in a neat and frank manner. Her out-of-place appearance, completely different from those of the demons and witches, felt blatantly odd and had a kind of severity to it. This is the first time I've met you, but I've heard all the rumors. So, this doesn't truly feel like a first meeting.
The same goes for me, Miss Beatrice. The detailed materials Eiserne Jungfrau has on you are summarized in 600 pages. I always read such reports, so this doesn't feel like a first meeting to me either.
Oh my god, I fucking nailed her voice. Even before she started doing the caps lock shit, I think I got a good fucking banger fucking voice going for her already. Fuck yeah. Why do I keep giving like the female characters like the goofy fucking really deep voices, and then I just give all the guys like regular ass voices? The sincerity of hell could summarize those 600 pages into 6 letters. The Secretary of Hell. Oh, it's supposed to be Desu? Oh, okay. That's freaky. Also, this whole thing about 6 letters goes back to the whole, like, prophecy thing. Well, not prophecy, epitaph. I don't want to look at it as a prophecy.
Allow me to ask.
Danger.
A fitting summary. When I return, I will summarize the materials the materials on you using only 2 letters. More out of respect.
When she starts going death, 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 you should turn on voice acting. Maybe I should hear her voice for a little bit just to hear what she sounds like.
Execute.
Oh my god, thank you, Erica. I love that line.
キュートとは世辞が過ぎるぞ客人め
God, I love Beatrice's voice. She's so good. I just want to hear her.
それでは続けましょう
Yeah, I just gave her the exact opposite of that voice.
Then let us continue, Miss Beatrice. I, Dlanor, the head of the Inquisitor of Heresy, do humbly accept my role as your opponent.
Yes, she does have like the... She has like a pauldron here, but I think it's supposed to be like a rook. I think it's supposed to be like a rook chest piece. But she definitely, I agree, she doesn't fuck around. My first move is over. If you can't remove the blue wedge from that Furudo Erika over there, then you might as well totter back up to heaven and back to your usual boring job of stamping forms. Please do something about this wedge thing. It looks like Beatrice-san thinks she's actually already achieved checkmate with this alone. After making a show of tapping her finger on the blue wedge that pierced her, Erika shrugged as though taunting Beatrice. Beatrice! It's okay. I'm just toying with her a bit. After all, if things get bad, I can grab Kinzo and run out of here whenever I want. I can leave this room at any time and go anywhere.
That is useless.
Oh. What is that face? What is that fucking face? Why is she doing the fucking Rizzler face? Why is she doing a fucking Riz face? We're Rokunjima guys. Of course we sacrifice the 6 chosen by the key. Double choke chop. Maybe she's not doing Rizzler. I absolutely think she's doing fucking Rizzler. Oh, you're right. She's got the little cat face going. Never mind. It's very kawaii. Very early 2010s internet.
Now that you've met up with me, this is your demise.
Whoops, and I click off my screen. And why the fuck do I have 2 Discord ads? Oh.
Escape will not be permitted. None can escape.
True. We can't deny that it'd be possible for Father to suddenly wake up and go somewhere. But, you know what? I can say for sure that such a thing couldn't have happened. You know why? How could I know? Are you trying to say that you stood outside this door all night, watching to make sure the head didn't take a step outside? Nope, I just got some paper. Yes, someone was watching. This kid, right here. Who the fuck is that? Gertrude? We got another new character, Gertrude? Okay, allow me to speak. Let it be known that entering or exiting through this door is impossible. The palace guards are ordered to blockade the study door. I know she has a German name, but Russian just spoke to me at that moment. The doors to heaven open with a strong, unrelenting radiance like the sun's, announcing the arrival of Blanor's underlings. There's multiple? Those words were clad in the red truth and cut off the witch's method of escape. I'm so glad I fucking stopped the stream when I did last week, because I could not have been prepared for any of this shit. Cheester 410 right here. Cheester 45 right here. It's been some time, great Lady Beatrice. We were dispatched in accordance with the Alliance Agreement number 1516 and a request from the Great Count Court of Heaven. We apologize for the rudeness that is to follow. We formed a precision blockade on the study door, yeah. I think it's best if you stay away from it, yeah. Allow me to speak. I say again, from last night at 23 o'clock until the present time, the study door was not opened even once. Damn, okay. What is that scrap of paper? It's a completely ordinary receipt. But even so, this mere scrap of paper proves that you lied. Last night, when you came out of the study, Ava saw her chance and wedged a receipt into the crack of the study door. This is a canon of fucking event. This is totally a canon event. This is so fucking huge.
and it fell down just now when Rudolph Kuhn opened the door for us.
Know what that means? In other words, from 11 last night until now, Father couldn't possibly have opened this door. Wait, do I get a thing for Gertrude? Or do I have to wait? I guess I do have to wait. Okay, that's fine. What'd you say? Rudolph. The window was locked, right?
Yeah, that's why I smashed the glass.
The other windows are all locked as well. They're built so that you can't lock them from the outside. Who the fuck is that? Cornelia? Oh god, I don't even have a voice for you. Having to make me come up with all these different fucking character voices. Okay. Just fuck it. Allow me to speak. Know that the windows were all locked. Palace guards blockade all the windows. By the name of Eiserne Jungfrau, I give the palace guards permission to make use of forbidden weapons. Cockney? I can do a Cockney. I'll give her Cockney. Fuck it.
Understood. Entire force, permission granted for use of forbidden weapon, red warhead. Begin transmitting activation code.
And yeah? The password doesn't work, yeah? 410, turn caps lock off and try again!
Cheester Squad, precision blockade for study door in all windows complete. We warn the great lady Beatrice that if anything is caught passing through these physically, conceptually, or by any other method, we will shoot without warning.
Poor Beatrice, she's getting fucked here. Data link from Archangel Satellite 4. Homing format, verdict model, conceptual. What the fuck did I just skip? Guidance. And on top of that, we've got red warheads, yeah. Impossible to shoot down, impossible to avoid, impossible to survive when hit. It'd even smash Lady Beatrice in the bits, yeah. The Cheester Squad had laid down a pinpoint blockade over the door and all the windows. Escape would no longer be permitted through any of these. My. I should be doing the welcoming, but it seems I am the one being welcomed. Yeah, we're getting all these fucking new characters now. I'm grateful for the courtesy call, and you've even brought the Cheester sisters.
Allow me to inform you that your paths of retreat have been cut off. Commander Lanor, let us now remove the sin and purify. You've done well, Miss Beatrice. I've had your paths of retreat terminated. You cannot leave through the door, nor can you leave through the windows. Therefore, escape will now be prohibited.
You think you've shut me in with this alone? The Inquisitor of Heresy in Heaven and her subordinates surrounded the witch. The subordinates used a powerful barrier to cut off Beato's methods of escape. Demons tend to resist capture, and as a result, they sometimes escape. However, angels counter by blocking off passages of escape, allowing them to eradicate their targets without fail. Whatever, game. This game just bakes new lore every now and then. In other words, this study was a perfect closed room from the time Natsui Nei-san claims she said goodnight, to the time Rudolph opened the door. In that case, Father would have to be here. But there's not even a trace of him. Come on, what the hell's going on? Just give up. It's so fucking over, Natsui. I keep telling you to calm down. The thought that I, Beatrice, could be shut in just because the doors and windows are closed is simply laughable. Kinzo, I was just playing around, but it seems our guest has no such intentions. Let's withdraw before we lose our chance.
Yes. I would not regret losing this life of mine, but for Natsui's sake, I cannot die yet.
Beato waved her pipe and the air was split vertically. This music is so fucking good. Then a pitch black gate appeared there and slowly opened. Hi, Gap. It was a warp portal, the same as the pitch black holes that Gap used. I believe this was written on my files. An elusive phantom. Yeah, definitely a little different. Remember when this was just about like a family reunion and like a... I could not have... I just knew... All I knew going into this game is that it was like a murder mystery. I knew Beatrice was in it. I knew Beatrice and Battler talked eventually. Now... It's... We're like talking about like the battle between angels and demons and the Eiserne Jungfrau and like all this shit. Remember when this was just about like Battler? It's so peak. I agree though. Can appear from anywhere and disappear to anywhere. As long as Kinzo has me, it will be impossible to capture him. The pitch black gate opened. That gate led from everywhere into nowhere. Both Beato and Kinzo would be sent to a place where no one could catch them. It's like, it's analogous for the fact that it's like, how do I put this? Like Beatrice is like, isn't just like Beatrice. This is like Beatrice, the idea, like the feeling of superstition. Like that's what Beatrice kind of is to a degree. So we're seeing kind of that in play. Not just like Beatrice the human, but Beatrice like the idea. Yeah. A place where no one could set foot in, much less chase after them. This is the study of the Ushiramiya family head. And it is also a room that Father helped to design personally. Would it really be so strange if he had some way to get outside without using the door? Yes, Natsui, that's called Winchester theory, my friend. I've been talking about it the whole game.
Yes, that's correct. There would be nothing strange about the Master having a hidden door.
A hidden door? Where would that be? It's a hidden door, so I don't know. I have several devices and hidden doors in this mansion that only Father knows of. He's in the suit of armor. He's the man behind the slaughter. I wish this was said in red, because this would fucking confirm Winchester theory. It's gonna be fucking episode 8, and I'm still gonna be talking about Winchester theory. It's gonna be fucking hilarious. Like, don't worry, guys. The hidden passages will eventually reveal themselves. It'll be the biggest fucking payoff, because I baked that shit all the way back. in episode 1, I was like, guys, clearly the fact that they have Winchester repeaters is an allusion to the Winchester mansion.
No one has seen them directly, but everyone in this mansion knows about them vaguely, correct?
Yes. It's true that there have always been rumors about hidden passages only the master knows of. Yeah, that's why it's called Winchester theory. Because it's connected to the Winchester mansion, which was built with like all these different like secret rooms and like passages to nowhere, like shit that wouldn't make sense. But yeah, something I keep bringing up during my Let's Play, but I only like kind of go over it every now and then, like what it actually means. Like I boil it down to, it's just the whole idea that there's hidden rooms in the mansion, but it's called Winchester theory because I'm connecting it to the Winchester family mansion. That's why it's called Winchester theory. I don't know, that just works in my head.
It's true that Kinzo-san would probably like devices such as that. Oh, they are hidden doors after all. No matter how much people such as ourselves might search, it's only natural that we won't find them.
I don't know, I almost don't like that they're all talking about it like that could exist, because all these fuckers just want to hide the truth. I see, so it's a devil's proof. Fuck you, guys. You're saying we can't deny the possibility that a hidden door exists in this room. It's nonsense, a farce! Even considering that your lie about concealing father's death is about to be revealed to you, how dare you?
That's right. Just wait on this study, is there a hidden door? Try and prove that it exists.
Proof is unnecessary. It's a devil's proof. It's impossible to find a hidden door, and therefore impossible to disprove that it exists. My aunt-in-law, she married uber rich. I have a lake mansion with a guest house, but it has a hidden passage to the main bedroom behind a book. That's sick as fuck. This is like a totally lamer personal anecdote, but I found my dress out a couple months ago that my dresser has like a hidden compartment that you can like put some like valuables in. I thought it was so cool because I've had this dresser for a whole fucking year and never found the hidden compartment. But I have nothing valuable to put in it now. Very Winchester. This too is Winchester here. Yeah, they honestly, I have mad respect for rich people with fucking secret passages. Like they definitely are living to the maximum whimsy. Oh, that's so cool.
Therefore, no one can deny the possibility that Kinzo escaped from this study through a hidden door.
I will not allow a hidden door to exist in this room.
Beato's blue wedge, which had been fired off as a farewell gift, was crushed with a flash of Glanor's longsword, and the pitch-black gate was crushed as well. And it wasn't just crushed visibly and physically. The warp portal conceptualizing hidden doors would remain destroyed from that point onward. Why can someone like you, who is neither the owner of the study nor the game master, use the red truth? What was that? What do you mean you will not allow hidden doors to exist? It's because this is the mystery genre. Glanor. Nox's third. It is forbidden for hidden passages to exist. So that wasn't the whole fucking rule, though. The rule was actually hidden doors can't exist without sufficient buildup. We read those fucking rules on stream. Even the really racist one that wasn't actually technically all that racist. Just the wording was a little bad. It was more about, like, no outside characters killing anybody, but they used that word. Hidden doors mustn't exist in the mystery genre. Sorry about that. The racist, anti-racist message.
In this world,
Why don't she's not Kinzo. She's a little different than Kinzo.
in this world, there are no other gods except our god, and no hidden doors exist. They must not exist, and we won't let them exist. They are blasphemy against our god.
She's very Christian. Enough pride in you to shock a witch. Racistville. Named after abolitionists stop being racist. It's so painful to watch that it's actually pleasurable.
Here it is, the 10 wedges to pierce witches. Just like usual, it's the kind of irrational argument I just love to hear.
What a fool. The Devil's Proof might have been vague enough to let you escape from everything until now. But now that you're up against Delanor, that move won't work anymore, Beatrice. What the fuck?
As I thought, you're no different from any witch after all. I'm disappointed. Beato, it seems that this opponent will... Isn't it an opponent we'll be able to escape from easily after all?
Please do entertain me, Beatrice-sama. San. You should at least serve some tea for your guests. It doesn't even matter if it's third rate. Come on, please use the blue truth. And tell me how Kinzo-san escaped from the closed room study. Very well. Make sure you don't cry. It's possible that, after slipping out the door, Kinzo noticed the trick with the receipt and correctly returned it to its original place.
Denial of that with the red has already been finished. After 11 o'clock, the door to the study was not opened even once.
Kinzo might have been a marvelous magician and inventor, right? This is a fucking great track. Right? He might have invented a drug that turns his body to mist and slipped out through the keyhole. Fuck you, Beatrice.
No such drug exists.
It must not exist. Or maybe he invented a teleport device, right? That possibility is undeniable because of the Devil's Proof.
Such a machine does not exist. I will not allow it to exist.
Oh, so you can examine every drug in the world. You can deny the existence of unknown scientific devices? There's no way you can. It's a Devil's Proof. You cannot deny that they might exist.
Facts and logic, liberal. I will repeat. By the name of God, I will not let such a drug or machine exist. Facts and logic. You triggered liberal. They love uploading these clips on YouTube in 2014. It's just...
Okay, fuck it. Fuck it. I'm on the bit. Devil's Proof. Participation trophy. Oh my goodness.
Are you triggered, Beatrice?
It's not about harassing women online.
It's about ethics in game journalism. Gamergate ass fucking Glanor. Fuck yes. My YouTube profile. I'm an otter with sunglasses and a fedora, and I'm very rational. Mystery Gate. I'm a skeptic. Not even in the future? Oh, so you think you can deny possibilities in the future of the human race? It's Nox's fourth. It is forbidden for unknown drugs or hard to understand scientific devices to be used. The progression of humanity, as well as techniques and knowledge that might be obtainable in the future, are decided upon by our God. And the denial of their existence has been proclaimed for eternity. Therefore, I will not allow for such a technique to exist for all eternity. It is not permitted. Beato and Glanor had supposedly just gone through a massive exchange of red and blue. However, not only did Glanor not take any damage, she also showed no signs of fatigue. Beato might have been a fearsome witch, but blood flowed through her veins and she did breathe. She felt both pain and fatigue. But Glanor was like a doll made of marble. She felt no fatigue, no pain, no hesitation. Even if Beato's sharp wedges had aimed right for Glanor's eyes, she wouldn't have shut them. In fact, it's doubtful that she even blinks in the first place. You touch her eyes and go beep, 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 beep.
I'm locked the fuck in.
Beatrice, hang in there. Well, I'd already heard the rumors, but our compatibility really is awful. To think that dreams, hopes, and even future possibilities would be forbidden. The pride of the gods is overwhelming. I'd expect no less from a witch hunt executioner. It seems we'll never be able to enjoy a drink together. Even the strikes that had made Battler surrender over and over had absolutely no effect on Glanor. Well, I more or less knew that was coming, but to think I'd be held so easily.
Quite a formidable opponent.
Oh my, so even the great goldsmith has gotten old and decrepit. Hearing those words come out of your mouth is rarer than seeing two comets in the night sky.
I'm not decrepit, I'm already dead.
That's true. Sorry, but I'm not letting you die for just a bit longer. Beato experienced something she'd only rarely felt during her entire life. It was probably what we'd call hardship. Beato quietly brushed aside Natsui's hand and tried to comfort her, and she regained her posture again, showing off her witch's pride and her continued readiness to fight.
Is that all? There was no need for me to come here. I'm disappointed.
I'm not done yet. I was just testing a few moves just now. I merely wished to measure your abilities. How foolish. Know your place, Golden Witch. Lady Beatrice. These fucking voices are like, I love having to like pivot between and remember all these fucking character voices, like Russian accent to snake voice to fucking foghorn leghorn to fucking lambda delta. It's just too fucking crazy. Oh, it makes this so fucking goofy fun. Oh my gosh, no longer was there any trace of mischief. The mood changed. The pivots are fucking hilarious. The time for playing is over. Here I go. In that case, I shall acknowledge that Kinzo did not enter or leave the study. Why don't I accept your closed room?
Proud dust?
Let it be known that Beatrice has changed her pattern of attack.
Beatrice, who had untilted... Reading is hard. This song only plays once? It is kind of fucking good, though. Beatrice, who until then thoroughly resisted the idea that a closed room existed, did an about-face. She proclaimed that she accepted their proposition. Why is it kind of giving Return to Forever a little bit? Like, this is giving Romantic Warrior by Return to Forever. Just a smidge. Of course, this didn't mean she'd surrendered. This was a new attack of Beato's. Blanor noticed this and readied herself. What's going on? Why did Lady Beatrice acknowledge the closed room when she's trying to destroy it? Yeah. She's probably trying to claim that Kinzo existed outside of this room. Confirmation that the great Lady Beatrice's warp portal is reactivated. Oh my fucking god. Natsui claims to have talked with Kinzo in the study, but she never said that she spoke with him face to face. That's an actually really fucking good argument, Beatrice. Therefore, if Kinzo was in a location other than the study, there's no contradiction as long as they held a conversation. After bouncing at an erratic angle, the witch's stake pierced the top of Blanor's foot. You sure are slow. Top of the foot, all mine. Natsui used the internal phone line in the study to speak with Kinzo, who was in another place. There'd be nothing strange if Kinzo, who hates the relatives, predicted that they'd entered his study and left to go elsewhere. He might have gone to the hidden mansion, Kuadorian. Exactly, this is like a super legal argument here. Asmodeus' stake, which contained the power of Beato's blue truth and pierced Blanor's foot, changed into a blue wedge. Not bad, that makes sense, yeah. Blue truth, valid. You're valid, queen. A cyclone of gold butterflies swept up with Beato at its center. The magical power of the once smashed black gate was once again refilled. If I can manage to hold Blanor off here, I'll be able to warp Kinzo out of the study this time, all the way to Kuadorian. I still think my craziest ass theory was that the mansion is Kuadorian. It's one I've kept it's a feather in my hat right now. The mansion is Kuadorian. It's kind of being disproven a lot lately, but not 100%. Because if we remember back to the end of episode 4, there was the whole thing that Battler couldn't break through the bars to get to the bottom of the well. If he had just gotten down there, we would have been confirmed or not whether or not Kuadorian is a separate location or not. And I think that was very, very purposely done. By other people, he could just be stupid. That is in Red Truth. He is incompetent. So that's neither here nor there. Trying to pull the blue wedge out of her foot, but it didn't even budge. Of course, Beato didn't miss this chance. No witch would. I've got more, so get ready. There's a chance that the Kinzo Natsui mentioned does not refer to the person himself. #music. The Kinzo Natsui spoke of might have been another name for this room, right? Beatrice, that is some total horse's name is Friday bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. The horse's name was Friday, you see. So that way, how else could the cowboy have... Kinzo had taken refuge in Kuodori and it was impossible to contact. Perhaps Natsui called this room father. Drink this yummy piss. And by contemplating inside it, she felt as though she had received some sort of revelation from Kinzo. We've stopped your movement. You've already lost.
That's a incredibly stupid fucking argument, Beatrice.
Beelzebub's blue wedge pierced the base of Vlanor's neck. Of course, even this didn't cause her to flinch, but her movements were restricted even further.
Interesting. Is that all?
You don't call it a full-course dinner if you stop the soups and hors d'oeuvres. I'll hit you with the main dish and the dessert at once, so watch your stomach explode as you die. She's like JFK, her back really fucking hurts, and she's like totally addicted to sex. Fucking JFK. And she's actually screwing Cannon. Proof? My crack pipe. I can't believe Beatrice has a literal fucking crack pipe that she uses to make her shitty theories with. It spoke to me in a dream. And we get a small bombs reference here. Even if, as you say, this is a closed room and impossible to escape from, you can't deny the possibility that he's still hiding in this room. I'm not talking about a hidden door. He might be under the bed or above the ceiling. Spider Kinzo. He's fucking crawling. He's got his fucking 8 legs and shit. He might be hiding in a truly unobtrusive blind spot that only demons could know of, right? Or it might be that Natsui, who is ordered to speak specially on Kinzo's behalf, considered herself both his representative and another Kinzo. In other words, it's possible that Natsui was also Kinzo. I got plenty more. At 11 o'clock last night, Kinzo escaped out the window. Natsui watched him go, then locked the window. This doesn't lead to any problems. In fact, it might be the most beautiful blue truth yet. That actually it does make, like, the most sense.
I'm going out the window. Natsui, I need you to cover for me.
Yes, father. How's that, Blanor A. Knox? There are many ways to escape from this closed room. Oh, look at the text that's fucking going past the fucking line. Natsui equals Kinzo. Know your foolishness in trying to oppose my master. There's no need for you to argue back. Just lose and sleep for all eternity. Wow. The 7 sisters appeared from Beato's golden tornado, one after another, piercing Dlanor with blue wedges. 4 blue wedges were buried into her neck, chest, gut, and thigh. Including the one buried into the top of her foot. She was pincushioned by 5 stakes. You know, after reading all these dialogue scenes, I'm not surprised they wanted to make a fighting game. They're like, fuck it. Ah, Beatrice-sama, when's my turn? I'll use you if I think of any more. Be quiet for now, Leviane. I can't believe I just called her that. That's so fucking awful. How do you like that, Glanor the Witch Hunter? After skewering and burning so many witches in the past, how does it feel to be skewered by a witch this time? They were all ridiculous arguments, but they came fiercely one after another. Though a total of 5 wedges pierced Glanor, her expression didn't change in the slightest. Phew! Witches sure are scary, yeah. She was like the proto-Lambda voice. He liked being walked like a fucking dog. I know he did. You can't beat twisted logic, man. They don't violate the Nox Decalogue. It's valid. You're valid, Queen. Well done, Beatrice. Even if there was no one in this study, and even if it was a closed room, that alone isn't enough to deny Father's existence. Against a normal opponent, I think the matter settled by now. But this is Glanor, head inquisitor of heresy. This ruthless woman killed even her father when he violated the Decalogue. Kinzo, now! Right! Why did I give him that? Okay, that's not his voice. I'm Kinzo. This is their last chance to recover their magical power and escape. Once again, a pitch-black gate began to rise slowly in front of Beato and Kinzo. Kinzo in it. Though the gate had once been opened by simply drawing in the air, it wasn't so easy in the study now, filled as it was with the power of denial. What do you think, everyone? No matter how much you question the state of this study, you can't question whether or not Father is in good health. Oh, so you say. Both you and I. I'd better not forget that we are part of this battle, right? I cannot fight against witches, but I can fight against you. Erica grinned at Natsu with a smile more demonic than our real demons. I believe that. Natsui-san, let me ask again. Last night, you're sure you spoke with Ushiramiya Kinzo-san, right? Yes. I have said repeatedly that I came to deliver a report for the day and had to say goodnight. This may be a strange thing to ask, but since it's needed to prove your innocence, please answer me straightforwardly. This Kinzo you speak of is the Ushiramiya Kinzo-san we all know of, right? It isn't a different person or a thing with the same name, is it? I'm not really sure what you mean. It's like this. You didn't, for instance, start calling this room itself Father after Father's death, right? That's what she's asking. You said you gave a daily report to Father before he went to sleep, right? It doesn't mean you gave a daily report to the wall here all by yourself inside the study called Father, right? I didn't really ever even consider an argument like that before, which I think is interesting. I'm putting a pin in that. How rude! Nothing of the sort happened. Father is Father. He is in good health. And I most certainly gave him a report and said good night to him last night. I'm not trying to trick you or talk my way out of anything. She is just like consistently, and I said this I think way back in episode 1, I said this. I said that she was like the most consistently offended person in the whole fucking game. All she ever is offended. I cannot wait until Patchwork Chimera and Final Answer get played. I can't wait till I find out for certain who Beatrice is. Like, that's gonna be such a huge fucking, like, moment. Also, always has a headache. True. She's like Lady Macbeth. I see. In that case, can you repeat what I'm about to say? If you aren't tricking or deceiving us in any way, you should be able to do it. Fine. I'll repeat whatever you want. Let me get some water real quick. I'm thirsty. Repeat it. Ushira Miyanatsui did, at 11 o'clock last night, speak with Ushira Miyakinzo while in the same room as him. This room. I, Ushira Natsui, did at 11 o'clock last night speak with Ushira Miyakinzo while in the same room as him. This room. Good. Then I'll ask one last thing. Seriously now, Natsui-san, you didn't do anything like throwing Kinzo-san out the window after your conversation and locking the window behind him, right? Because everything still makes sense if you did. Why would I want to chase father out the window? This is intolerable. This mockery is intolerable. Please, allow me to speak. Let it be said that when Natsui refers to Kinzo, she means Ushiro Miyakinzo and nothing else.
Please, allow me to speak. Natsui claims she met face to face with Kinzo in the study at 11 o'clock.
I gave her that fucking door guy's voice from Date Everything, except it's like my shitty impression of it. That was a game I streamed, and then like lost all the VODs I had of it. Natsui let out a cry, but it was what was that? But it was too late. She had been totally suckered in by their provocation. The blue wedge to the foot representing a telephone discussion. The blue wedge to the neck representing the study itself being called Kinzo. The blue wedge to the gut representing Natsui herself being called Kinzo. The blue wedge to the thigh representing Natsui letting Kinzo escape out the window and locking it afterwards. The four of them were smashed up with a thin sound because Natsui, the one who knew the truth, had denied them. Those denials had gained the power of the red truth. Despite Kinzo's absence in this closed room, Beato had introduced 5 ways that Kinzo could still exist. Natsui had carelessly crushed the premises behind 4 of those herself. The only one wedge remained. In other words, this was the last blue truth that could bury the contradiction of Kinzo existing in the study at 11 o'clock but not existing there later, after it became a closed room. There was only the theory that pierced Lanor's chest. What the fuck? I was a fucking bot and it entered my chat at that very moment just to piss me the fuck off. We are not fucking stream booing here. With that theory, even if Kinzo wasn't present in this closed room study, he could still exist there. In this wedge of Satan's. Yawn. Loud yawn. If this wedge of Satan's were to be crushed, their chances of escaping this room would become hopelessly dim. He must be in here. Let's look. Beatrice-sama, quickly, escape while you still can. Ugh. Lanor slowly grasped the final wedge, still pierced her chest. Apparently, that vice-like grip was hurting Satan as though all the bones in her body were being broken.
All that remains is this one wedge. It was about Kinzo hiding somewhere in this room, correct?
As a detective, I've searched all of those places. If I didn't find him, just where could he be hiding? With the final wedge still sticking out of her chest, Lanor slowly approached Beato. If this wedge was taken out, then...
Allow me to ask. Just where in this study is Kinzo hiding?
Well then, maybe he's under the bed.
A check if that place has been finished.
Okay, let me turn it on. Maybe he's in the bathtub.
探索済みです。
クローゼットの中、机の下、カーテンの束の中。
I love her saying all like the English house words.
探索済みです。
Ew, what is that face? She is doing the she's doing this face. She's just doing this goofy fucker. Zumi des.
本棚の裏、戸棚の裏、絨毯の裏、床裏、天井裏、壁紙の裏、
What the fuck is she on?
ソファーの中に椅子の中、ベッドの中に布団の中に壁の中。
Kinzo's in the walls. Kinzo is the study. Fuck.
岩の中、部屋の中。
Okay, that was really like.
炭です。
Kinzo is the absinthe. This is insane. More English, please. Please? Oh. No locations would work against Lanor by this point. Lanor took Beato's final desperate onslaught head on, turning everything black with a far stronger power of denial. Beat them up. Knock them down with overwhelming force. No longer does any place exist in this study for Kinzo to escape to. Stop. Stop it. You're ruining Winchester theory. I don't like you. Beata was blown back like a leaf dancing in the wind. Knocked around over and over again like an empty can lying on the road. By now, no matter how many times Beato used the blue truth, it wouldn't be able to defeat Glanor's red.
情けないもんですね。魔女無限の言い逃れで真実をごまかし続けるだけ。ドラノールの言葉を私も借ります。失望ですよ、ベアトリーチェさん。
Ew. Erica coldly delivered these decisive words to Beato, who was crawling on the ground.
探偵権限。
She's kind of kicking Beatrice's ass here.
探偵はすべての現場を検証する権利を持つ。そして私は権利を行使しました。よって宣言します。この部屋に金蔵さんはいません。そして部屋の密室も完璧です。
This music is so fucking good.
以上の2点から断言します。この部屋はずっと無人です。 夏志さんが金蔵さんに昨晩ここで会ったと嘘をついていたのです。以上、これでチェックメイトです。ベアトリーチェさん。
ベアトリーチェ。
いかがです？ただこの部屋が存在するだけでフルドエリカはこの程度の推理が可能です。
This level of reasoning is possible for Furudo Erika.
いかがでしょうか皆様方。
At these words, the final wedge shattered, and at the same time, the pitch black gate that was about to open shattered once again. This time, the warp portal had been completely destroyed. No longer would Kinzo be permitted to exist in this room or escape from it. Ooh, I haven't heard this track in a while. I don't think we're gonna get any more. Oh wait, we did get the rest of these girls. All right, let's read these. All right, so we've got. Let's do Gertrude. A member of the Eisene Jungfrau, the 7th District Repentance Enforcement Agency of the Great Court of Heaven. God, that is so fucking wordy. She's a high-level assistant inquisitor and a first-class minister. As an assistant inquisitor of heresy, she is tasked with aiding during interrogations and hearings. Because most missions end up as executions, she is usually assigned the job of using barriers to block the target's means of escape. When it comes to fulfilling her missions, she is calm, flawless, expressionless, and emotionless. However, most of the time she is quite compassionate and is loved by many of her juniors. She has already passed her exam to become a full inquisitor and was offered a vacant position in a different district, but she refused. She waits for reassignment under Dlanor, to whom she owes a great debt, and continues to serve alongside her as an assistant, and therefore she is an assistant. She is treated as though reading is hard. Therefore, when she is therefore, though she is an assistant, she is treated as an inquisitor, 3rd class archbishop. All right, that's how you read, folks. I can do it sometimes. A member of the Eisene Jungfrau, the 7th district. She attained high grades in academic exercises, but this is her first time on the job. She possesses a strong sense of justice and is currently cramming for exams to become an inquisitor of heresy like Dlanor. Her current goal is to become more like the veteran assistant Gertrude. She normally has a zealous personality. However, she imitates Gertrude and tries to be emotionless. She's too innocent and pure to be involved in heresy hearings, and she doesn't yet know anything about dirty jobs and the dark side of this profession. Gertrude intentionally selected her for this mission, which reeks of a plot within the Senate. What the fuck is this lore? She wants Cornelia to see for herself whether she's really suited for this kind of work. Alright. Was a plot within the Senate of Angels. Got it. Makes perfect fucking sense to me. I will not question that at all. Alright. Let us... What am I gonna do? What was I gonna do? Shit, I am totally zoning out. Oh, fuck. No, I got the voice acting off. That was good. I think I'm good. Beato struggled to her feet, but that was the best she could do. She no longer had the energy to fight. She had taken all the denying red head on from close range. It took all her strength just to withstand a pain so strong it felt like she'd vomit up all her insides. Even Beato, who'd always aimed for the title of strongest and most evil witch. I need more water. God damn. I do not have a very deep voice. Well, actually, I have a very high voice. But Like, doing those low voices can get a little draining after a while. Couldn't do a thing against a witch hunter. No matter how sturdy a sandcastle you build on the beach, it can never win against the rising tide. Sorry, Kinzo. Looks like this opponent really was tough after all.
Beatrice, I thank you. You've done so much for me despite your remaining grudge.
I guess it's true that your life flashes by when you see death coming. I've remembered how you once looked when you were young. You were annoyingly like Battler.
I now pass on everything, my soul and the qualifications of head to back. I no longer have any regrets.
Battler, my apologies. Pitiful. Though I swore to fight with you once again, I must settle my accounts like this. This is a really cute Beatrice face. To Beato, it seemed as though Battler had met her gaze. I feel like because Battler still isn't being, like, directed by Battler, and Beatrice isn't being directed by Beatrice, but directed, I mean controlled by. I feel like this whole fucking episode so far is just fucking Lambda and Lambda and fucking Burn playing with Battler and Beatrice like they're fucking dolls and like shoving their faces together to make them kiss and shit. And I think Lambda and Burn are 100% committed to the fucking Battler Beatrice ship, and this is just them giving me my Battler Beatrice slop for my stream. Yum yum. This Battler was the peace Battler. There was no way he could see Beato in this higher level world. However, his eyes really did meet hers, even though they couldn't have. Beato was sure they did. As Erika, Ava and the others closed in on Natsui, questioning her over and over, only Battler stood apart from that tumult. His expression held none of the enthusiasm and excitement that the other humans had. It just piercingly and coldly surveyed the scene. And the expression on his face was a quiet displeasure, anger. He wasn't feeling compassion for Natsui because her lie was about to be exposed. However, he couldn't excuse Erika, a self-proclaimed intellectual rapist, who simply enjoyed cornering Natsui and those who sympathized with her. Wait, who did I call a fucking... I know I called fucking... What's her name? New character, Dlanor. I knew I called Dlanor like a fucking 2010 skeptic YouTuber, but maybe it's actually fucking Burn. This game really predicted how fucking annoying those people were all back then. Then he whispered softly, "It's useless." Rage Bear. Ooh, spooky music. Beato and the others definitely heard that. I agree. She's extremely into it. You don't think Battler might turn things around from this weakened position?
I probably could have done it back in the day. And Battler can probably do it.
Battler?
Battler, if you are indeed the man who will inherit everything from me, now is the time to prove it. Don't let the legend of the Golden Witch end here.
It's true, I met Father here last night. It's true, and he spoke to me of the Ushiramiya family's glorious history, as well as the burden of bearing it. Your lie has already been exposed, Natsui-san. We already know that you were alone in this room last night. Isn't it about time to give up and confess? Culprits who are bad at giving up tend to go bad with mystery novels. At least in the end, please prove that this is a slightly better third-rate mystery than that. It's useless. It's all useless. Battler, who had been silent off by himself up until then, spoke. At first, it sounded as though he was attacking Natsui. However, when Erika realized he was glaring directly at her, her expression visibly clouded with displeasure. Fuck yeah, Battler! Argue the counter positive! Fuck! Give us a reason to believe in shit. Just use the honest fucking argument that even if Natsui concealed nature of Kinzo's death or disappearance, there's no proof it has any connection to the fucking murder. Which is my current working theory. Because I think it's fucking Jessica. And just what are you calling useless? If this is a third-rate mystery, then the detective's third-rate too. Get her ass! Listen up. I'm gonna become grandfather. What? Battler? You'll become Kinzo-san? Are you saying you'll become Kinzo-san and reenact his disappearance from this room? Do you actually intend to deny my checkmate? Fool.
What is this man saying?
Hey, new girls. This here's your first game, right? Sorry, but it's totally useless to call checkmate after a little something like that. Yeah, it's all useless.
What are you talking about, Battler? You say you'll become dad?
Yeah, I'll reenact it. I'll become grandfather and disappear from this room. You can't use the windows or the door, right? How would you do it? Did you find a hidden door? I don't have a clue either. Yes, not a clue. Vessel. That sound wasn't just the noise of the onlookers fidgeting. It was a provocative chill that ran up Erika's spine. Interesting. I see you're the successor to the Ushiramiya family headship, the one who bears the head's ring. That should more than qualify you to stand in for Kinzo-san. Why don't you let us have a look at your theory? Erika's expression was no longer a challenging smile. It was malicious, overwhelmingly displeased. She couldn't conceal her anger at having this very pleasurable time of hers ruined. Yeah, fuck you, Erika. How will he get us out of here? This is such a weird fucking moment. How much the tables have turned.
I've got it. I see, so that move is still open.
So you finally figured it out, you damn geezer. Hitting doors and hiding under the bed, all that stuff is so pitiful it brings tears to the eyes. This is the Ushiramiya Kinzo we're talking about here. There's gotta be a more thrilling and exciting answer.
Exactly. How pitiful that I couldn't even think of it, even though it was about me. And how pitiful that the only one of my relatives to understand me is Battler, the kid who's returned after being gone for 6 years. Battler, take my place. Do not shame me.
Oh god, I need more water. I must stay hydrated. Sure, Gramps. I'll teach these guests what the dignity of the Ushiramiya family head is all about. Oh god, now he sounds like Natsui. What are you planning to do, father?
Natsui, Beatrice, watch. We'll show you that what being the Ushiramiya family head truly entails.
That battler, what's he trying to prove? There's no way he can do anything. This is a perfect closed room. Aunt Natsui, come over here. Now, move as I tell you to. Battler called Natsui over to the window and whispered something to her, with his back towards the others. Miss Blanor, you're ready for everything, right? It's not possible for Kinzo and the witch to slip out of this room, right?
Of course. Gertrude, Cornelia, and the palace guards. Double the check that the sealed this closed room is perfect.
Please, allow me to speak. Our barrier is perfect.
Allow me to speak. There are no hidden doors, and escape will not be granted through either door or window. Palace guards, when battler engages the barrier, fire arrows without hesitation. Cheester Core, Roger.
What the fuck is this?
Battler-sama, prepare yourself.
Escaping from this room is impossible. But he'll do it, yeah? How? He's certain he can succeed even without any basis. This shit was so much harder to do, by the way. Whenever I didn't have the fucking person to tell this box telling me he was actually speaking, so I'd get it fucking twisted around sometimes. This is totally fucking Umineko. This is fucking really good. I got the biggest shit-eating grin on my face right now. That's what it means to be the Ushiramiya head, yeah? True. Let's watch. Yeah. Let's see the majesty of Riche's opponent. Hold up, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry. Had to have a little moment there. What is my friend sending me? Okay. Alright. Oh, wait, my screen's on, so we're good, and we're... Then I'll begin. Wait, hold up. I gotta go mute again. Alright, sorry. That was like a quick little... Everyone nodded and watched Battler's every move. Grandfather was lying in bed like this, grunting his understanding of Aunt Natsui's daily report or whatever. Is he like lying in the bed? I'm confused. I guess he's not. Oh wait, Battler laid down on the bed himself. As if it still mattered now, Erica grumbled about disturbing the crime scene, but no one listened to her. Yeah, shut the fuck up, Erica. Nobody gives a shit. Then I stop answering and sleep. Well, realistically speaking, I probably get tired of all that talking and only pretend to be asleep.
Ha ha ha, you really do get it.
I see that father has gone to sleep. Bow silently and leave. Natsui lowered her head to Battler, who was still lying down in the bed, and turned around. I feel like this is just Battler, like, not wanting to become the head of the family. Then she started wandering around, as though doing an inspection of the room. After seeing that grandfather was asleep, Aunt Natsui probably did an inspection of the room before leaving. Of course, she had Shannon and the others clean it every day. But she still checked it thoroughly herself, making sure there was no dust piling up, making sure he hadn't run out of any consumables. Yes, this is the room of the precious family head, so I check everything carefully myself instead of relying entirely on the servants. I always do that. That's true. Madam usually checks things very carefully. Her inspections are very detailed. She even checks all the consumables in the washroom one by one. In other words, we aren't just talking about dust on the windowsill like you'd see all the time on TV. She checks to see that there's enough soap and toilet paper in the washroom. Though she probably doesn't have to do it each day. She's very devoted. That is my routine. I mustn't slack off in my inspection of the head's room for even a single day. So what's your point? Please keep showing off. Please keep any showing off to a minimum. Isn't getting to show off the biggest perk of being a detective?
I'm the detective.
Get fucked. Get fucked, Erica. Since we're inside the study, you can probably tell, but even though we call it a study, it wouldn't be wrong to call it a second house inside the mansion. It has a sleeping room, a study, a washroom, and even a toilet and bath. In other words, it isn't a single room. You could call it a full house.
Thank you for the explanation of the room's layout. However, the move of having him hide somewhere in this room has already been defeated.
He isn't hiding. However, there's gotta be several blind spots. Oh my god, her voice. For example, if Aunt Natsui went into the bathroom, checked the amount of toilet paper, most of the study would be outside her range of vision. In other words, for almost every location in the study, the sole observer would have disappeared. What is this argument? Is he arguing that Kinzo's just sneaking around to where they can't see him? Like they're chasing him like out of a Scooby-Doo episode? Is that really what they're fucking arguing right now? That he's just like out of view? Because he's just like creeping around like a little gremlin? Wow. Exclamation points! Observer disappearance! We've lost track of Kinzo! Let it be said that the witch's darkness is filling the study.
Excellent. Watch as it fills with the power of darkness.
So, if Natsui goes away, so what? What next? When grandfather noticed that fussy Aunt Natsui leaving, he got up. Why?
On a twisted night such as this,
What better way to enjoy a drink than bathed in twisted weather under the night sky?
Since Aunt Natsui is in the blind spot of the bathroom, it becomes possible for grandfather to walk about the study at will. It was possible for him to move without Natsui's knowledge. It was possible for him to move without contradicting what Natsui knew.
Warning, Battler is approaching the study door.
Allow me to speak. A noise rings out when the lock on the study door is released. Know that you cannot leave through the door without Natsui thinking something was odd. Because Battler had acted as though he was heading for the door, Gertrude, who was sealing the door, immediately sent out a warning. Maybe it was possible for him to leave the study while Natsui's blind spot. However, it's right, there's the sound. We know there's a sound when the auto lock is released. Even if Natsui was in a blind spot inside the study, she wouldn't miss hearing that. This is so fucking good. This is one of the best fucking moments in the game for a long fucking while. This is total cope. Allow me to speak. Let it be said that Natsui did not hear the sound of the door opening while in the room. The washroom and toilet are very close to the door. Even if they hadn't been, that auto lock always lets off such a massive sound. She'd probably be able to hear that sound no matter what. Natsui had already spoken with Erika and the others about the details of the previous night, making it quite clear that nothing out of the ordinary had occurred. Yeah, the red web is fucking crazy. It's a great moment. Any argument that relied on Natsui failing to hear the lock wouldn't work. Please allow me to speak once more. Kinzo entering or exiting through the door will not be permitted.
Let it be said that this is a useless struggle. It is foolish.
It's true I can't break through the red of that girl by the door. What about you over there by the window? Oh, what is that cute face she's gonna make? She really gonna make that cute little face? Oh, that's so cute. Also, notice how their badge is 2 keys, which I think is interesting. Oh, it's here too. 2 keys. And there's 2 of them, right? Plus... It's like they kind of look like keys too. Like they have like that, like they flare out here. Almost like a key. But I guess it doesn't quite work though, because there's 3 of them. Unless there is a 3rd key to the study. Virgilia versus Beato is good. I think one of my favorites was the climax of episode 4 was really good. Like, that's just a fucking absolutely crazy moment. Turning his back to Gertrude, who claimed that leaving through the door was impossible, Battler locked his gaze on Cornelia, who had stood in front of the window. Make sure you hold that berry of yours up tight. You're gonna be blasted away, okay? By now, Battler's target was clear. It was Cornelia. It was the window. He was going to smash this closed room from the window. Not expecting to be chosen as the target herself, Cornelia was overawed for just a second, but she quickly regained her composure. On rare occasions, struggling, fleeing witches would directly challenge the barriers Cornelia set up. Such witches were always fighting desperately, on the brink of death. Please, allow me to speak. You are Battler's target, Cornelia. I ask that you be on your guard.
Fool! God have pity on this foolish lad.
I'm no sheep. I'm the head of your Shiramiya family is an eagle. That is so fucking corny, Battler. Fuck you. With one wing. Don't think you can keep me shut up in this study forever with just a flimsy window like that. Starting from a low posture, both silent and supple, Battler ran forward like a white leopard. What the fuck? This guy couldn't possibly mean to... Is he gonna jump out the fucking window?
This is... allow me to speak. There is no way to defeat my red. Beat my red. Know that your wish will not be granted.
Cornelia thrust out both her arms and made a sign. When she did, a red barrier closed in front of Battler.
Know that your course is a fruitless one, Shiramiya Battler. I know. But know that this window is sealed from the inside, and that Natsui did not help Kinzo escape.
I'm not saying that Aunt Natsui helped Grandfather escape, but what if Grandfather snuck out, keeping it a secret from Aunt Natsui? Why would Kinzo go out the window on his own? I don't think it fucking matters. For any fucking reason. He's fucking Kinzo.
What better way to enjoy a drink on a twisted night than leaping through the rain-swept skies and slurping the raindrops?
This is the 3rd floor, right? It's impossible. Even if you've jumped down a flight of stairs, or at least once in your life, right? 3 stories is nothing for Kinzo. Notice how Beatrice is the first one to, like, protect the idea of irrationality? Then Nanjo? I wouldn't put it past him. I certainly wouldn't. Why is she here physically? I'm really confused. That's ridiculous! Blue cracks appeared in Cornelia's red barrier. It shattered with a crisp sound. It was all far too quick. It looked almost as though she'd gotten out of the way herself in fear of Battler. Endless 9! Magic resistance power, Endless 9!
Cornelia-sama, you can't block it. Retreat.
At the same time the barrier shattered, the window behind Cornelia's back was flung open. The curtains fluttered for just an instant. Though it was filled with rain, the heavens in the courtyard were spread out in front of them. A fitting exit for an eagle leaping from this closed room.
Cornelia, prepare the barrier. As you wish, Commander Glanor. Know that you will not be allowed to break this.
Cornelia quickly returned to her senses and set up another red barrier. However, this was her last one.
Please allow me to speak. Let us accept for the time being that Kinzo escaped through the window. In that case, why did he lock a window which cannot be locked from the outside?
Maybe Natsui just walked back in and closed it. I don't think it's that hard. I really don't think that's a huge fucking own.
The window is locked from the inside. Useless.
Yeah, it's all useless. Why are fucking Kinzo and Battler having a fucking buddy moment right now? So fucking goofy. Kinzo and Battler grinned. I really can't manifest anything fucking good for Kinzo. Mostly because doing his voice is not working with my throat right now. Did she think this feeble red could block the charge of Battler and Kinzo, the 2 family heads? After Grandfather jumped out the window, Aunt Natsui probably noticed a slight draft. She then approached the window, realized it was wide open, then quickly closed and locked it.
Natsui couldn't have imagined that I'd slip out the window.
Yeah, but it's only natural that Aunt Natsui thought Kinzo was sleeping in bed. I would rather kill Kinzo than kill George. Who wouldn't, though? Because this is all his fucking fault. I know they said that shit about Battler, like, oh, he actually is the reason why all this happened, blah, blah, blah. No, the actual reason why all this shit happened is fucking Kinzo. And if Kinzo had just been a good father, none of this shit would have had to have happened. George's next death is gonna be like fucking Yamcha in Dragon Ball, where he's just like spread out over the fucking hole. That's what fucking George's next death is gonna be. That's Red Truth. Now that Battler had found the answer, the red barrier was more fragile than thin glass. The red magical wall of certainty had been smashed again so easily that it disgraced the name of certainty itself. Unbelievable, right? That barrier was more firm than any Rona they had ever used against Jessica. And yet, it had been destroyed so easily. Though Battler was rushing fiercely and had almost reached Cornelia, she didn't step aside. Girl, just stop. Her steel spirit, worthy of the name of Eiserne Jungfrau, didn't allow her to step aside. Du bist ein eiserne Jungfrau, Mädchen, natürlich, aber ich weiß nicht. She took a charm from her pocket, placed it against the thin air and made a sign. Then, not red, but blue burned there. Though it was far more frail than the red barrier, it was her last method of resistance. You won't get through.
You won't get through. You won't. Let me speak. Let me speak. But be that as it may, this is the 3rd floor. How could a wingless human escape from the window? Know that you won't get through. You won't. Just quit your whining and watch.
Whoa, Battler. This is the answer. Ah! What the fuck? Battler jumped. He burst through Cornelia and her blue barrier, knocked them away. What the fuck is going on? Yeah, the Cockney's good, but the Russian was way fucking better. I think the Russian was fucking perfect. I'm really proud of that one. Giving her a shitty Russian accent is fucking hilarious. If his body flew out the window through the darkness of the rainy sky. Did Battler just fucking jump out the window? Just to prove a point? This guy's a fucking idiot. Just to prove that you can. Like, maybe Kinzo just had an intrusive thought and he just jumped out a window. I can't believe fucking Battler just did this. Oh my fucking god. This is why he's the fucking Yushiromiya family head. The fragments of the blue barrier scattered, beautifully adorning the surrounding air. The closed room had been smashed open. Battler flew out of the mansion. Battler... I don't know. Okay. I don't think Kinzo really would have done it like this, but I also think Kinzo's dead. Through the sky above the rainy courtyard, all the raindrops became small round gems and were scattered through the air. Atler flew across the treasure box world of that exquisite stormy sky, through the countless gems of rain that filled it. In the sky, over the world frozen in time, Glanor and Battler faced each other. If Battler, who had smashed and flown out the window, was like a knight leaping off a white horse, then Glanor was another knight who floated in the air waiting for him. Why we? Jesus fucking Christ, this game. In the air above the courtyard, surrounded by the Ushiramiya mansion and frozen in time, the true new head of the Ushiramiya family and the disciple of heaven who would test him crossed paths. What the fuck is this game?
Well done. When you fall into this courtyard, whether you live or die, it won't change the fact that Kinzo could have defeated this closed room. You won't have thrown away your life and jumped. You who have thrown away your life and jumped are a martyr. Well done. You've smashed our closed room. Splendid, Ushiramiya Battler.
Okay, I can't do a low voice anymore. That's really not fucking with my voice right now. Yeah, that's just not happening. I'm just gonna accept defeat. However, I am the head Inquisitor of Heresy. Just pretend I'm doing it. I can do low, but not scratch. I think scratchy is what's doing it.
However, I am the head of Inquisitor Heresy, Glanor A. Nox.
Yeah, I just can't do scratchy all the time.
I cannot allow you to escape from under my nose.
But then she just has Kinzo's voice.
Now, at the end, allow me the honor of crossing swords with you.
Sure, bring it on. This game is surprisingly unrelenting. In this world where the gems of rain fell slowly like large snowflakes on a snowy field, Glanor and Battler crossed paths. I still can't get over the fucking name Glanor. I forget what Nox's name actually was. Nox's fiction. Ronald of Glanor. It's just fucking Ronald backwards. Okay. Like she's a perversion of Nox's ideas or whatever the fuck. That's some total fucking Chris Chan shit. Glanor and Battler slowly crossed paths. Alucard. It seemed slow, and yet it happened in a flash. Their gazes crossed and clashed like lightning. Knight confronted Knight head-on, and everything would be settled with a single strike. Oh, I wanted to take a closer look at that. It's really cool. Red rum. Seconds. Blue and red crossed paths.
Was it shown before, and that a blind spot existed within the study for Natsui? If it wasn't shown, then this theory would not be
I mean, yeah.
Nox's aim. It is forbidden for the case to be resolved in clue, but are not presented.
Glanor's double strike with both the blue and red blades reached out to slice Battler. Ooh. And failed. Battler's such a fucking badass. What the fuck is... Okay, game. Those long swords. Wait, whoa, 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 wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Keys, you say? Hold up. Let me check the. Hold up. Let me check something real quick. Not epitaph related. Is it bad that I want to bake that? Fuck. I wanted to bake that so bad. I'm like, What if the fucking English word is like truth or some shit? I was saying, yeah, the logo. I remember one of my crazier fucking things I talked about in this game was the whole idea, like of the Golem of Prague, and his name is Truth in Hebrew, but you like add a letter or whatever the fuck they did in the actual story, and then it becomes like death. Or no, I think it goes from life to death, like met to emet or something. I don't know. I don't know Hebrew. But don't quote me on that. Those long swords, which had never lost over the course of 100 battles, cut through empty air. When we entered the study, its structure was clearly described. Too bad for you. For the first time, an expression showed on Blanor's face. It was a sudden smile. She had known about that long before. However, she still couldn't let him escape without attempting that single stroke. Not even with her reputation as an inquisitor of heresy on the line. She still crossed swords with Battler, even though she knew it would fail.
Yes, I knew. If your answer Nox's aim is not violated.
Here it comes. No hard feelings.
Yes, come.
In Battler's hand was a blade that shone red. That blade etched out the red truth. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that Kinzo's study was a small villa he created inside the mansion. A study, a library, a place to sleep, and a bathroom and a washroom. It was divided into multiple rooms. Is his theory gonna be that the fucking study's Kudorian? That had already been shown. And it suggests that there could have been a blind spot somewhere within the... That would be a cool fucking theory. Without any mercy, no, without any reluctance, which would have been dishonorable, a sword of red truth cut into Dlanor. It cut a beautiful hemisphere through the countless gems of rain that filled the sky.
Well done.
It's kind of crazy how Battler is now trying to prove that witches can exist. That there can be an amount of doubt or suspicion. And Battler's like arguing against certainty. God, this game loves playing with like the notions of truth. So fucking cool. Okay, Battler actually jumped out a window. That is a canon event. One drifted down, the other tumbled through the air. Then there was a soft sound and a dull thud. This guy's a fucking idiot. The first was the sound of Battler landing gently in the courtyard. The second was the sound of Dlanor crashing down. After crouching down for a while, Battler slowly stood up. Fuck. Yeah. You know what this means, by the way? This just means that in episode 2, Jessica just fucking let Cannon out the window. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. I have to check Red Truths about that. That doesn't work. Cannon was killed in this room. That doesn't work. On paper, it doesn't work. Maybe Cannon was killed, but Cannon's actual name? Ooh. What is Cannon's real fucking name? Shit, I have to be right back. I'm so sorry. Give me like 2 minutes. Okay, I was thinking about this. Mid-P, I was thinking about this shit. Let me get rid of the text. Okay. So a lot of this fucking bullshit, a lot of this red truth can be solved if you use the idea that all these people have different names. Like Cannon's real name, Shannon and Sayo. Like Shannon is dead, but is Sayo dead? Same thing with Nanjo, Goda, Kumasawa. Like, a lot of these red troops can be subverted if you use that logic. This shit's so fucking interesting. Exactly. And that web just needs a fucking spider. To allude to Canon in the spider web. The red web. What the fuck? Did Battler stick the landing? Oh, yeah. Battler reasoning that Kinzo could be a mantle. Battler stuck the landing? After crouching down for a while, Battler slowly stood up. Though he had jumped down from the 3rd floor, he landed as lightly as though he had merely jumped over a fence. He's fucking crazy. This is total ship slop. This is total fucking ship slop. This fucking... Battler! Beato leaned out the study window, looking to see if the supposedly This Battler had landed safely. Lambda slop. Battler loves this shit. No, Lambda loves this shit. Beato! Come on, jump! Huh? That window is our way out. So jump! You aren't the kind of witch who can be locked up inside a closed room, right? This is so fucking slop. The study was no longer a closed room. Also, notice the connection between, like, Beatrice falling to her death and now being, like, jumping. Baron trying to kill Lambda with her mind right now through forcing her to see this. She could jump from here, escape from here. By now, the closed room that had threatened to capture the witch and suffocate her had been destroyed. Yes, you too, Kinzo.
Go. From the moment Battler showed his answer, my spirit had already escaped this room.
Bye, bitch. Fuck you, Kinzo. Kinzo's form became a cloud of gold butterflies and disappeared. The closed room barrier had dissolved, and the power that denies magic had scattered. That's fucking crazy. You do? Ooh. Okay. It better be some total fucking ship slop for me. Because I do ship those two so fucking hard now. Even harder now. Beato ran towards the window. That was the only exit from the closed room of this witch hunt. After glancing at the Cheester sisters and the subordinates of the Inquisitor of Heresy, she readied her wound-covered body and ran towards the window just like Battler had done. She looked like Cinderella running as she heard the bell toll. Really, dog? There's no way we'll let you escape, Beatrice, illusion of the witch. Erica flew at Beato, trying to latch on to Beato as she dashed, but it was like trying to catch smoke, and she landed face first on the floor. Haha. Fuck you. There's no way a human could catch a witch. For once, just her, without love, even touching Beato was impossible. Cheester Corps, shoot the witch! Shoot her dead! Alignment conflict. Unable to fire. Allow me to speak. I have no barrier prepared that can block Battler's blue truth. Both Cheester 00 and Gertrude spoke with unbelievably calm voices. No one can stop them? Not Battler, not Kinzo, not Beatrice? Okay, so I just imagine in the fucking real world, Battler just jumped out the window and they're all like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Did you really have to fucking do that? If these guys managed to escape, but my closed room, my theory, the detective, Furudo Erica. Eat shit. Fucking hate you. Erica crouched, screaming and clutching at her head. The Great Golden Witch isn't gonna be defeated by something like that geezer's grubby study. It's just the first Twilight. I'll teach these newcomers that your game isn't that easy. Isn't that easy. Just like Battler, Beato also flew. This shit is so fucking gay. What the fuck? What is this fucking slop, Lambda? Really? I'm fucking freaking the fuck out right now. The fucking roses, really? This is gonna be so bizarre if she actually is Jessica and I've just been cooking my whole fucking fifth episode of this game. Oh my god. She drifted, just like Battler, Beato also flew. She drifted down through the rain treasure box world into Battler's chest. Battler caught her with both arms as though catching a feather from an angel. Oh my fucking god, they're laying it on thick. This is so fucking nuts. Oh my fucking god, really? It was like a knight catching a princess who had been locked up in a tower. Like a beautiful picture of a scene in some fairy tale. Crap, I think I'm in love. Are all the Ushiramiya family heads like this? If you were to write down the unprecedented feats of Ushiramiya Kinzo, we'd probably have an uproarious tale longer than all the grimoires in the study put together. It seems the tale of the next head would be worth writing down as well. In fact, it is already being written. It's already a very, very long tale. The demons giggled on top of the roof, holding umbrellas. Oh, this is so fucking cool. This would be such a good anime moment, actually. Then they quietly looked down over the two in the courtyard. You're not bad at all. I guess all your games have toughened me up. In shock, Beato actually praised Battler as he held her in his arms. Battler laughed in his usual carefree way. This is total ship slop. Impossible, impossible. Erica looked down from the window and clenched her teeth, still clutching at her head. Still holding Beato in his arms, Battler grinned back. Erica. What? I'm not giving the riddle of the Golden Witch to you. I'll solve it. The riddle belongs to the two of us. Right, Beato? Indeed. My riddle is yours. Yo? When Battler laughed evilly, Beato's face turned uncharacteristically red. But even so, she spoke while laughing loudly. My riddle is yours. Yours alone, Ushiramiya Battler. Oh my fucking god, this is so cute. I love these two. These two are so fucking in love. I won't let anyone else solve it. I can't wait till she dies at the end and I'm gonna be so fucking sad. I know Burn is trying to kill Lambda. Listen to her saying something like that. Battler snorted, amused that Beato had said something so out of character. And still holding Beato in his arms, he spun around in a kind of waltz. The falling gems of rain celebrated their victory over this trial. Yours, fucking Lambda is such a fucking asshole. He jumped from the third story and he's all right? He jumped down and escaped from the closed room? This is ridiculous. This isn't reasoning. It's insane. If Battler had at least been seriously injured and writhing in the mud, Erica might still have some ground to stand on. Here, did you like DM that to me? That art? Let me check. Okay, let me check my Twitter. That is so fucking good. Just fucking Battler and Beatrice like doom staring at this total fucking slop. Very fucking true. She might have been able to claim that Kinzo couldn't have jumped down with his old body and gotten away unscathed. However, Battler stood calmly in the courtyard, looking up at Erica with the dignity of the victor. Everyone, I'll ask one more time. This is impossible, right? What is this face, the teeth? There's no way a human could jump down from a third story and land unharmed. Isn't that right, everyone? Much less Kinzo-san jumping down from the third floor at his age. This isn't reasoning. Erica tried to get everyone's agreement, but somehow things turned around. But their responses were no different from how they'd been a short while ago. No, it would be possible for Kinzo-san.
I wouldn't put it past father.
This is father we're talking about. There's plenty of crazy stories about that man. Something like this wouldn't surprise me a bit. What? Is there something wrong with your heads, with your brains, people? At any rate, it looks like your closed room argument wasn't perfect. Eat shit. Not only the servants, but the family members also agreed. They all agreed that there was nothing strange about Kinzo jumping down from a third floor window. Just who in the world is this Ushiramiya Kinzo person? That's what I've been fucking wondering. Well, I'll give you 60 points. Kinzo would have done it with a bit more flash in his younger days. It needs some more tweaking. Oh, and how much should it be tweaked? Well, he might have jumped down with me in his arms. Got it. Next time I'll do that. If you think you can, just you try. Beato's voice grew very faint and she gulped. Oh my fucking god. Then her body suddenly crumbled away into a cloud of gold butterflies. God, she's so cute. Lambda was fucking cooking when she made this. That was because many people had rushed up to the window and she was being bathed with gazes filled with the anti-magic toxin. Beato's body became invisible to them and melted into the air. So to their eyes, it appeared that Battler was standing all alone in the courtyard.
Battler, you okay?
It looks like he's fine, thank goodness.
I have lost. In that case, for the benefit of those people in the study as well, deliver your final blow to me. Use your final blue truth to show how Kinzo escaped from the closed room of that study.
There was no pain in Glanor's expression. Pleasure and pain never showed up on her face in the first place. However, she was only barely able to rise to her feet, using her long sword as a crutch, so it was easy to guess at how heavily she'd been damaged. And despite her lack of an expression, you could tell that this was a loss she could accept. Battler and Glanor returned to face each other. Here I go.
Yes, come.
As though readying herself, Glanor quietly closed her eyes, but she still stood tall and maintained her air of dignity. This is my blue truth. The blue power gathered. Battler slowly approached Glanor. Then, he faced the rainy sky and yelled out the blue truth. Ushiramiya Kinzo escaped from the study through the window when Aunt Natsui couldn't see him. Then Aunt Natsui didn't notice and locked the window. In this way, Aunt Natsui saw Grandfather go to bed, yet Grandfather was able to escape from the study without contradicting the locked window or the door sealed by the receipt. I have just demonstrated it was physically possible for him to escape. Therefore, this battle is over. Eat shit, Erica. That is a flawless fucking argument. Unfortunately. Even though I don't think it changes anything. And I hope Kinzo's dead. The blue wedge flashed through the courtyard along with a blue bolt of lightning, roaring down towards Glanor's forehead as she stared up at this. Is she gonna fucking die? I don't even know why I care. Ellipses! Exclamation point. Beato's game isn't forgiving. It's doubtful whether the classic patterns of the mystery genre even work here. Your swordsmanship isn't bad, but you ought to be a bit more flexible in your thinking. A massive blue wedge that looked like a pillar was above Glanor's forehead. Saying the word Glanor just fucking sucks. Wrong, backwards, look at this. It had stopped with its tip just slightly touching her. It didn't run her through. It made no mark larger than being poked with a pencil. When Battler snapped his fingers, the blue wedge shattered and became a shower of translucent gems. No, drops of rain that poured down over the courtyard. Ooh, that's good writing. Glanor sat down in a dazed sort of way. Amidst the thunder and rain, the successor to the Ushiramiya family headship faced the people staring down from that study and spread his arms wide. Welcome to Beato and my game. Welcome, Furudo Erika. Except Beato and Battler are just Lambda. Dolanor. Dolonor. Dolanor. That's so awful. How amusing, Ushiramiya Battler. Good, truly good. I'll chew it to bits. Riddle the witch. All the way to the deep into its guts while it's still alive. At this point, the only two that know the truth of Umineko are Beato and Lambda. Okay. I'm actually putting that in my notes. Because I know they mentioned it before. I think at the end of episode 3 or 4? God, I can't spell it. Thank you. Battler and Beato both looked calmly up at Erika, who couldn't contain her evil laugh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is good stuff. Erika, that was so lame.
Lady Burncastle, my apologies. Look on your face. It's so incredibly laughable that I'd like to smash it up and put a frame around it. My double is so pathetic, lame. Bathed in the sneers of Burncastle, a being who was like a mother to her, Erika was so ashamed that it looked as though she'd chew her lower lip to pieces. Someday I'll definitely, oh, Ushiramiya Battler, Beatrice Ushiramiya, Natsui. Beatrice being called a fucking Ushiramiya there, actually. She's awful. This riddle is ours. I won't let anyone get in the way, Beatrice. Yes. Umineko no Naku Koro ni Chiru, Nocturne of Truth and Illusions. And it is now 5 o'clock. Oh wait, well, not 5 o'clock. Whoa, 11 o'clock. Yeah, I agree. I think this is a good stopping point for a somewhat shorter stream. Because I feel like if I get sucked in now, it's just going to be like... Exactly. There was definitely a lot crammed in there. So I'll be back tomorrow with more Umineko. I'm so excited. That was just such a huge dialogue scene, and I think our next scene is going to be about, like, real Battler and Beatrice. And about their real relationship, which is fucking developing like crazy. Super fun stream, guys. Yeah, I agree. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Goodbye. And